Hello and welcome to this quick video in the latest endurance build. So the idea with this build is we're going to build a quadcopter with 10-inch props, well 9 on 10-inch props, and put it into the air with hopefully a nice chunky battery and get some really nice long flight times. Now I've already done one series where we did an endurance build that was spinning 7-inch props and we were getting in the low 20 minutes without any trouble at all. And in this build we're going to try and push the flight time a little bit more, and the challenge is trying to find a modern frame that's going to fit 9 or 10-inch props, and I'm very pleased to say this is the frame that we are going to use. Now I'm going to do another video very shortly where we're going to get all the pieces together and I'll kind of weigh them all, and that's the piece that we're going to do in advance of then working out the thrust that we need in a very similar way to the way we did last time. But I thought this frame was a bit funky, that's probably worthwhile me just taking a second to show you what it is. Now this, for those of you that haven't seen it before, is the Butterflight frame from Flynoceros, developed in conjunction with Butterflight pilots, and it is a little bit wacky. The first thing you'll notice is how unbelievably slammed it is. Now the way it's supposed to work is the arms are here, as usual with Flynoceros. You get loads of cool stuff in the bags. There we go. So that's the kind of the standard arm length. If I grab a ruler, is about 13.5 centimeters. Well, for those of you out in the States, that's just over 5.25 inches, and those are designed to go in the back and front positions. The top and bottom plates look very similar, but actually slightly different. All of the hardware is flush fitting, so it's all countersunk stuff. You can separate the top and bottom plates by either the 10mm spacing, which is what I've got here, and I'll show you why I'm using that in a moment, or you can use 20mm spacing, and that gives you a little bit more room. There's two positions for flight controllers or hardware. There's the one in the middle that will be used for a flight controller, and that's all in one unit. It's going to be very handy to pop into there. There's also mounting out here with lots and lots of airflow for your video transmitter, and I have used the mount here on the front. Hopefully you can see that on the camera. That's where the FPV camera is going to go, and there is lots of other options here depending on whether you want the 20mm separation or the 10mm separation, where you can actually mount the optional GoPro mounts for either the larger GoPro or something like a Session. Now I'm not bothered about that, but I am interested in having that real estate there so that I can put a GPS on the top, because I'm going to try and do this with iNav so that I can fly it to the edge of my legal range safely. It's secure in the knowledge that if I need to, it should hopefully fly back to me. Now I, of course, am not going to be using the little arms that come with it. Flynoceros has very generously gone to the trouble of cutting me something slightly different. These big blooming things, they are about just over 8mm thick. There's also a spacer that comes in the pack. Let me just grab one out of here so you can see how this is going to go together. So the way it works is there's a little notch on the arm, and that, so the arms fit like that, the other arm fit like that. So you can see that she's going to be quite a leggy model, and the idea is with this spacer in, that is exactly 10mm thick, so it is a beautiful fit. So that's the idea. So it's going to have very long arms, and again, this is a little bit of a test for both Flynoceros and I. So again, big thank you to Josh and the team at Flynoceros for cutting these arms for me to see whether or not we can make it work. I'm tempted to put the ESCs out on the arms just because I don't have lots of space to do stacking in here. So it'll be flight controller, video transmitter, GPS on the top. Try and get a flight controller that's going to support iNav that'll also act as a power distribution board. ESCs out on the arms. We have lots and lots of room to put things out on there as well, with the motors as well. But I just wanted to show you this frame. If you haven't seen this before, there was kind of some pre-release versions around, but I just love the fact that you've got this super slammed version of a frame, loads of real estate on the top. Like I say, I think probably the battery is going to sit back here, the GPS is going to sit at the front. or potentially have a really blooming big battery underneath. I've got the option for both, and you've also got a couple of places for your flight controller on your all-in-one here, and also a supplementary mounting spot here to fit everything in as well. The only challenge that I'm going to have, because the normal arms are only about 4 or 5 millimeters thick, I'm going to have to route the cables from the different places around the arms, but that's not going to be a bit of heartache. I can cover that in something that'll make sure that it won't get damaged. So join me for the next video where we'll actually get all of this technology on some scales, and we'll figure out how much everything weighs, including this frame, and then from there we can figure out what thrust we need and get into starting to build. If you found that video useful or like the content, then please hit the like and subscribe button down below. If you want to go the extra step, you can become a Patreon of the Painless 360 channel and help provide support for what I do here. All the videos created here are put into playlists, so if you're interested in a particular topic, have a look at the playlist, and they all are organised in there to make them easier to use. If you're not sure if there's a video for your particular problem or topic you want to know more about, then add Painless 360 to the Google search term that you're interested in, and that should find the video, article or content about the particular thing that you're interested in having a look at.